Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to Let's Talk Two Sports weekly uh, pro football review show. Um, and I got my illustrious co-host, my brother, my friend since the sixth grade, Dwayne here. And folks, it's one of them nights. Me and Dwayne talked most of the day, so I didn't get a chance to go out and get my weekly water for work that I have in my work truck, and I'm not drinking any coffee right now. But Dwayne has the face on, and what can you say?
The only
Um,
good thing about today is my fro.
yes, yes, yes. What's up, brother? What's going on? Football weekend, man. I know this weekend was one of the most toughest weekends, probably in our lives for you as well as a bunch of alumni. It's unfortunate what had happened with Union football, um,
Yeah.
and it is unfortunate because it's like you want things to die out, but the more and more information you hear, the more and more inconsistency with the situation, it bothers you. So you just kind of like want things to go away. Good evening, Julia. You want things to kind of go away and just be like, they didn't get the opportunity. But those young men, for those that have been around them, if you've seen them play, they're champions in our eyes. So that proceeds to next week's football game, which is huge. Saturday, and I know that the Ohio State University in Michigan will be playing, and you didn't like the way I said the Ohio State University. That bothered you just now because I saw the facial expression. So that's a big game you got next week. But we're here for one
Okay.
thing.
You didn't like the way I said the. Oh, sorry.
We're here for one thing and one thing only. To talk about pro football and have our little jokes.
All right.
Um, Give me
Two
a
things.
synopsis on what you feel about Week 11, the whole week period with these games.
Okay, before I get to that, right? Big shout out to my childhood friend, Sam Mickens, and his Trinity Episcopal School Titans on winning the 2021 Virginia VSI AA Division One Catholic League Championship.
Yeah,
And
congratulate Sammy.
overtime thriller 22-21. Okay? So we got that. Let me get this out of the way. Beat Ohio. Now, very interesting week in the league where they play for pay. The Arizona Cardinals and the Kansas City Chiefs are the only first place teams to win. All right?
So all the
So,
other six divisions.
yeah. So, I know some people got their opinions about the NFL, but it's any given Sunday, folks. But we're going to get right into it.
And week 8, like we said before in the show, week 8 to week 13 is upset week. Basically, those are
Come
the weeks that you're going to see some head scratch. Look at the Titans, the team that I thought was the best team in the NFL. They lost to the Jets and Houston
Yes.
this year, which is interesting.
Yes.
But Dwayne,
The Titans got three losses, and one is to the Jets, and the other one is Houston Texans. You just don't know with this league, but they're 8-3. So they lose to the Texans 22-13. Houston's second win of the season. Um, wasn't an offensive masterpiece by any means, but Ryan Tannehill, 4 interceptions. Yuck.
yeah, you can't do nothing. And this is why they run the offense basically through their offensive line. And when Derrick Henry was there, because if you put the ball in his hand, he showed you what he was in Miami.
This is the Texans offense, right? Field goal, field goal. Tyrod Taylor 7 yard touchdown run. Tyrod Taylor 5 yard touchdown run. Field goal. Next game. Um, hey man, shout out to the Salem Rams from Salem, New Jersey, winning their first sectional title since 1983. And what happens after that?
They're
Their most
alumni.
their most famous alumni goes out today and scores 5 touchdowns.
He's talking about Jonathan Taylor, folks.
Four on the ground, one receiver, Jonathan Taylor. Shout out to Salem. Shout out to Jonathan Taylor and a Buffalo. You got to get it together, Buffalo.
because New England's
Got
coming.
to get it together because now New England is in first place in the AFC East because Buffalo falls to 6-4. Hey man, it's anybody's year. You tell me what team right now you saying it's clear
Dwayne.
cut to win the Super
I
Bowl.
think that a lot of people don't know, and not to take away from your thoughts right now,
Well,
is
you are.
when you make the first round, when you make one round, one team have a bye, and you add a game to everybody's schedule, which
Oh,
is an out of
respect.
conference game. You not the NFL is a league of parity, regardless of what people think, and and this is why a lot of people that don't like New England will say like how they did it. This is why you have to give them credit. The league is not set up for you to have these good years, 2, 3, 4 years in a row. It's not. It's not. It's not. And you see it more and more because of the salary cap and because of the way that the draft is. So when you think about what New England's done, and everybody questioned the coach and says, "Oh, maybe it was Brady." Well, if you think it was Brady, jump off a roof because it was both of them, the best coach and the best quarterback in the history of the game, and two of the best winners in all of sports ever. So Dave turns it around, and I know they're not sexy as they say, and he don't put up big numbers. Tom Brady did not put up big numbers early in his career. And if you really, really understand football and how it's grown to these great offenses, just look at this, folks. Bill Belichick has two fullbacks on the roster. They run the football. They're playing old school football.
Yeah. Oh well, I forgive me, folks. I should not be forgive me. I shouldn't always put my trust in the letter networks because they made me make a false statement. Because Baltimore won today too, and they're a first place team. What a win for the Ravens without Lamar. They beat the Bears 16-13. The young man Hundley was 26 of 36 for 219. He had an interception, but good enough to get the win. And that's all you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
When you ain't got your starting quarterback, you just want to win. Justin Fields got hurt, rib injury. Hopefully he'll be back and healthy soon. Um, if I look a little crooked, y'all, it's okay. I got having a little back issues today, but it's okay. It's got the heating pad on it. All right. So we're gonna be all right. You gotta play hurt. Gotta play hurt. Okay. Poor Detroit Lions. This poor team. They lose again. 13-10. Folks, the Cleveland Browns have a very tough decision to make. How much money you giving Baker Mayfield?
I mean, they're in the same situation as the Jets. I mean, the Giants.
How much money are you giving the number one overall pick in the draft?
It's
Baker
almost
Mayfield.
crazy that you're questioning that he was the number one overall pick, and even though that draft is starting to look bad when you really sit back and think about it, because not only him, but you got to pay Busted, you got to play the cornerback who's going to be coming up, who was an All Pro his first year, but hasn't gotten any better since. Cleveland's a very, very interesting franchise in what they do. I think that little success that they had last year might have gave them a false hope, and they got a great young line. How we believe they only gonna go as far as Nick Chubb allows them to go, but they need to really consider what is their next move in the next couple of years. Because are they a team that they may have to make a run for? You know, your boy number 3 that plays in the Northwest that you
They
said may
should.
be out of there. I mean,
Yeah, I think he's
it's
going to be
going to be
out.
some interesting things going forward.
Yeah. Green Bay loses today. They fall at 8-3. The
Hold on,
Vikings
Green
moved
Bay
to
Packers
5-5.
lost.
Yes, they did.
Oh,
And before we get to Aaron Rodgers, because that's what everybody want to talk about in the loss, and he was impressive in the loss. But hey, man, one of the guys that get knocks a lot, Kirk Cousins was 24-35 for 341 and 3 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers lit it up today in the loss. He did. You know, he was 23 or 33 for 385 and 4 touchdowns. But
Highest passer rating in the history of the NFL with a loss,
yeah,
148.1.
but there's an issue with Green Bay, man, and it may not rear its ugly heads to the playoffs. One of the most consistent kickers in NFL history is Mason Crosby, and he's been very inconsistent this year. So
Hmm.
in a big game, his misses could come back to haunt this team. Hey man, they fall 8-3, so no harm, no foul. They're still right there as one of the teams, top teams in the NFC. So they did lose, tough division game, um, but they don't fall too much in the standings.
Hmm.
Your thoughts?
No thoughts. I'm not surprised. Division rival. Vikings always play them tough, definitely up there in that place. Um, I think that Green Bay, you could pencil them in at 12-5, 13-4 every year
Yeah,
because they just got the quarterback that's the best in their division. Um, I know our buddy Tyrone, our brother, gets a little upset because
brother Ty,
we don't say
brother
they're the
Ty,
best team in the NFL, but I don't think they're the best team in the NFL.
brother
I
Ty.
think that in the NFC they're probably in that class of three or four teams who have a shot at 5 teams have a shot at winning it. But it's going to be a dogfight getting that number one seed in the NFC, and Green Bay is going to be within contention. Moving right
Brother
along.
Ty. I'm not a betting man. I don't bet. I used to bet. Didn't end well. So I don't bet. I don't play with it either. For those of you who gamble, just make sure you control it. Don't let it control you because it can happen. Listen to me. It can happen. But Brother Ty, I'll see you at high noon on Saturday in the big house. Beat Ohio. Please.
It's funny. It's funny that you're saying Ohio. Why? And I understand why you're not saying the other name.
Ohio.
That's they're Ohio.
Beat Ohio.
Interesting.
I didn't stutter. Beat Ohio. That's all I'm getting.
So disrespectful.
Whatever. So we also had the Stupor Bowl today. The Stupor Bowl. The Miami Dolphins beat the New York Jets 24-17. And that's all I got on that one.
I'm not gonna say nothing. It is what it is. Miami just need to figure out what they're gonna do in the offseason.
Hey man, I'm being real serious now. I want you guys to look into my eyes. The Philadelphia Eagles are live, man. They're live. As a Cowboy fan, I got to keep my eye on this team. They're only 2 games behind us in the win column. Okay? They beat the Saints today, 40-29. Okay? The Eagles are 5-6. Cowboys are 7-3. They're live. Jalen Hurts. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. But he's winning, man. 13 of 24 for 147. But he had 3 rushing touchdowns, man. 3.
I actually watched that game while we were on the phone. Um, the Eagles have he one thing I'd say about the Eagles coach Sirianni, he changed his game, his offensive game. His game is tailored around the RPOs now. Before they wasn't running as many RPOs. Now they're running a lot of RPOs. Um, so he's either, believe it or not, either throwing the ball downfield deep, making that deep read, or doing it. He's making the game so easy for the quarterback because it's only a 3 read thing on the RPO. If that end crashes, run. If he doesn't, give the ball. And if they play it super well, throw that pass to that screen guy. So he's playing super well. And I'm impressed with the way that Hurts is coming along. Even though I don't know if he's the franchise quarterback yet, he's definitely playing well. And I'm not going to say anything. Shout out to the Eagles, big win. You beat who's on your schedule.
Yeah, listen, man. Hey, listen. Saints is a good team.
Yeah,
They're just injured. They just got a lot of injuries. Had 2 offensive linemen down. Man, there's a lot of injuries going around the NFL, right? But we can't use injuries as an excuse. It's a next man up type league. Hey, man, the return of Cam Newton to Carolina. A lot of fanfare had him come out, smoke. He was yelling. They played the song "I'm Coming Home." Tell the world I'm coming home, and he came home to a loss.
Yeah.
Washington football team 27, Carolina 21, and watch the football team now because they're 4-6 now.
I mean,
So the division race
Dwayne,
ain't over in the NFC.
Dwayne, some
Ain't
of
over.
it goes back to the time when we were younger and Vinny Testaverde tore his Achilles in a non-contact injury, and it took the Jets about 7 to 8 games to actually recover emotionally from that and realizing Rick Meyer was their starting quarterback. What you're seeing in the NFL, and this is the tricky part of having the extra game, is that so many of these teams. What's up, Jay? So many of these teams. Look, Wayne. So many of these teams.
Jay, what up?
So many of these
Oh,
teams
man, right there.
struggled early in the year with injuries, like the Washington football team with Fitzpatrick. He messed up their plan, so now they went back to the backup, who they gave the extra money to, and now you see that their whole offense had to be changed a little different. And now you see the Washington football team playing well, and you'll probably see their defense make things a lot simpler with not having Chase Young.
Mm.
It's a strange thing with injuries in the NFL, and teams start getting better and playing better because you can't force chemistry. I mean, it's funny. I'm about to say what I'm about to say is that you can't force chemistry in nothing. It has to be earned, or it just ain't gonna happen. So that's something we need to look at with some of these teams that everybody perceives to be bad. With these dogs, if you got four wins, you're not out of it. If you got five, you're live. You're a live dog going down the stretch. So be mindful. It is an extra game. Don't be surprised if it's a team 9-8 in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. It's a new day, man. The Washington football team.
Yes, BK.
Yeah.
Y'all definitely playing well.
Yeah. Have a
With
Heineke. Have a
yeah.
Heineke. Have a
Yeah,
Heineke.
sometimes you have your franchise player or you have your starter there, but they just need the opportunity. I mean, is this kid putting up great numbers? No, but he's winning, and that's what's important. He's taking the game plan, executing, and winning, and that really is all that matters. I mean, we saw Trent Dilfer win the Super Bowl.
Hey, man. The San Francisco 49ers get back to 500 with
Oh,
a with a
we
win,
gonna discuss that game?
a win you gotta have. Yeah, man, we done with the Washington game. We on to the next one. They beat the Jaguars 30-10. That's it. And they're
The only
5-5.
thing I like to say about San Fran is they execute their game plan. San Fran is going to throw two tight ends at you and run that football. They're going to make the game. They're going to speed the game up. Ask their quarterback to may throw 15 passes. This is who they are. I mean, I know that they went out and got Trey Lance and Garoppolo and these quarterbacks, but sometimes for certain teams, you are who you are. And San Fran is a team that literally don't throw the ball. Just keep running. Because some teams are not geared to stop the run, and you guys are geared to run. So just keep doing what y'all doing. Play defense.
And if you're gonna crown them, crown them. Cincinnati Bengals 32. The Las Vegas
I
Raiders
I,
13. Um,
I criticize them, Dwayne, and it's funny we're talking about the Bengals
criticize
tonight.
who?
The Bengals, because me and you called Burrow getting hurt last year. We said that this coach did not want to run the football last year. He refused to run the football, definitely in that Eagle game from last year. And for some reason, he's decided to understand attack weaknesses now. Use Joe Mixon
What
and
you
attack weaknesses.
what you mean for some reason?
Because he's not getting caught up with the toys as far as his
He wants to
offense.
keep his job, don't he? So the Raiders have been through a lot with the John Gruden stuff. I think the Henry Ruggs situation really affected this team, man. They're 5-5. They haven't won since the Henry Ruggs situation. They struggled to run the ball against the Bengals today. Derek Carr didn't have the greatest game. They got behind. And they got a short turnaround. They got to come to Dallas on Thanksgiving Day. And that's a must win for the Raiders, man. I know every game is big, but they're 5-5. And it's going down fast. And you figure at the end of this year, they're going to be in a coaching search. And so they got to bounce back short. You know, Las Vegas to Dallas is not too long of a trip, but short week. They're probably gonna have to travel on Wednesday, right? So tomorrow is a recovery day. Then they got Tuesday. Then you got Wednesday, a travel day, and then they play on Thursday. So, same situation with the Cowboys though. They gotta travel back to Dallas from Kansas City, but they don't gotta travel. Vegas
One of
gotta travel.
one of the things that I say about the Vegas team is you're right. The Ruggs injury hurt them.
Not the injury.
The
Not
Ruggs
it.
the Ruggs situation hurt them. Ruggs literally, when somebody's is liked and a teammate, a brother, a friend, you know people and you all make take certain chances in life. But when you take certain chances in life, and literally your life has flashed before your eyes, where your life, as you know it, is thrown away. You were a football player, and now you're basically facing 40 years in jail. I mean, that affects people different ways because now they're looking at their mortality different. They're probably looking at, oh, it's bigger things than football. So now you might not pass block as much as you want to because you're like, man, back of your head, you worried about getting hurt now.
Yeah.
So they've been through a lot, and wish everybody the best in the situation. Wish that the family that happened with Ruggs could get some type of peace with her dying and feel some type of justice, whatever happens with the situation. And this is a sad situation.
Yeah, you
What
getting
happened?
too deep, man. You getting too deep. You're bringing me down. Um, we're gonna move on.
Moving right along to football.
Wow. Okay. We're not making light of the situation. Let me just say that. We're not making light. A
We'll
must win
discuss
for
them. We'll discuss them, big.
uh,
We'll discuss them. Go ahead, Dwayne.
okay. Cause
Go ahead.
that
Go
all
ahead,
right.
Wayne.
Okay. Okay. Hey man, it's about time we start giving some respect to the Arizona Cardinals, man. Putting some respect on their name. This team moved to 9-2. They played the last 3 weeks without their quarterback. Smart move. They were able to get a win on the road and continue to let him rest. They got a bye week next week. So very smart. They moved to 9-2. Um, I'm not breaking news or something earth shattering when I say you're seeing the last days of Russell Wilson in Seattle. Seahawks are falling to 3-7. Pete Carroll's almost 70 years old, even though he's a youthful 70. Don't know how many more years he got left leading the Seahawks out there. But you may see Russell Wilson in a different uniform next year. I think you will. Um, but hey, man, Colt McCoy, he gonna be the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, man. Threw for 328 today.
And I will keep saying this until people figure it out. Colt McCoy is the most winningest quarterback in college football history.
Yeah, we don't care.
Um,
Beat Ohio.
Russ, I think the Russell situation is over with. I think that ship has sailed. As well as I believe that Arizona hid the fact that the kid had a high ankle sprain, which was smart. I think that Kyler Murray had a high ankle sprain, and to win 2 out of 3 games without him was good. Arizona, the beat goes on, man. It's going to be interesting coming back from their bye. They got a tough road down at the end. Them and the Rams are like in collision courses for each other, and San Fran is a live dog in that division, and they ain't going out without a fight. So it's going to be interesting going forward.
Yeah, the last game, the Kansas City Chiefs did what they had to do. They took out our beloved Dallas Cowboys, 19-9. Um, again, I got a Washington football team fan chirping at me. It's okay. So The Chiefs win 19-9. They moved to 7-4. The Dallas Cowboys moved to 7-3. Last I checked, they got a 3-game lead in the division. The Dallas Cowboys. Their last 8, 5 of them on the road. Started with Kansas City. The real winner in today, as it is always, is Las Vegas. There was so much money on the over in this game, and there was only one offensive touchdown scored. Football's a very easy sport, folks. It's not hard. Football's not hard. You win and lose the games up front. The Kansas City defensive front destroyed the Cowboys' offensive line. But let me say this about the Dallas Cowboys, who lost today. Make no mistake about it. Their defense showed up. Their defense held the high-powered Kansas City Chiefs offense to 1 touchdown. Okay? Dak Prescott has to be better. The wide receivers have to be better. Too many drops, man. And understand that Dallas Cowboys was inside the Chiefs 30 on 5 possessions. 5. And didn't come out of it with any touchdown. Now, injuries are a part of the game. We don't make excuses. Next man up. Short week. If you want to say it's a must-win for the Dallas Cowboys, hey, man, if they win it, they 8-3. So, and still in complete control of the NFC East. Complete control. Let me say it again. Complete control of the NFC East. So, but I'm thinking bigger than NFC East. So, win Thanksgiving at home, move to 8-3. Then bring on the Saints. Listen, folks, I like that. Keep calling us bums. I love people that come at us. We love being the bums.
Big win, in my opinion, for the Chiefs.
It was a big win.
Chiefs maintain first place. As far as the Cowboys, because this is what you guys really want to hear us talk about, is that we're very impartial and unbiased when we talk about our team, which you guys don't understand. You might want to listen to us in the next couple of weeks. We're going to do a live show while the Cowboy game is on, and if you listen to what we say, you'll be remarkably impressed. The Cowboys' offensive line today probably had their worst game in about 9 years. They didn't know what to do. Their blitz pickup was terrible.
Do better.
The receivers had alligator arms on a lot of occasions. They looked like they were scared to make certain catches. Other than that, I mean, what could you say? Dak had a tough game.
Ray Dakota got to be better.
It's one of those games, and if you guys claim to be NFL fans, and Saladin, you got some nerve messing with us about the Cowboys the way your Rams performed the other day. But this is a weekly show that we talk about the Sunday games.
Yes.
So it's not excuses, BK. It's really not. It's the Cowboys' offensive line got manhandled. Lunch
excuses. Who said there was
we got punched in the mouth.
No. Where was the excuse? I need to know where the excuse was at. Tell me where the excuse is. Where? Where? Where did an excuse come out of either one of our mouths? This is not a league of excuses. Did you hear me say, oh, we didn't have Tyron Smith. Oh, we didn't have
okay. I see what BK's saying. I see what he's saying now.
We didn't have CD Lamb.
BK, in all actuality, it's not a must-win for the Cowboys. Because when you win a game, when you lose a game, and after your loss, you're still in first place?
By 3 games.
And
the loss comes.
And it's no way that we only played the Washington football team. The Giants already lost to us, and the Eagles already lost to us. We got 2 division wins already.
Now listen, let's be clear. Let's be clear.
No, forget the injuries. That's the
Man,
excuse. We're not talking about injuries.
we ain't talking
We're
about
not talking about
injuries.
Tyron Smith. We're used
Come
to that.
on, man.
He hasn't played 16 games in 7
You
years.
know better than that. You a Washington
The
football
Cowboys
team
offensive
fan.
line got their lunch taken.
You're a Washington football team fan. Chase Young ain't playing. Why? Because he's injured. Okay?
But you won.
Injuries are part of the game. I could sit here and list the Cowboys. If I wanted to be one of these pom-pom waving fans, I could list our injuries. Tank Lawrence, Neville Gallimore, okay? Randy Gregory, okay? Amari Cooper got COVID. Tyron Smith is never healthy. I could do that all day, man. But we football people, right? My team is 7-3. Okay? They got 7 more games to go. Damn it, I want to win all of them, of course. But I'm going to tell you when my team is bad. Okay? My favorite person is Rain Dakota Prescott. He played like garbage today. Okay? The offensive line didn't help him. His receivers ain't help him. But most importantly, he didn't help himself. Now, with all that said, beat Ohio.
I'm gonna leave it on this note with the Cowboy game, right? Micah Parsons put the league on notice.
That's all. This man, and I know y'all gonna say, oh, it's the Cowboy hype machine. No, it's not. This boy, man, he didn't even play linebacker today. He played rush in. Man had 3 sacks. All right, so everybody want to talk about how the Cowboys, and I'm one of the main people, Cowboys offensive line, Cowboys offense looked like straight hot garbage, but that defense kept them in the game, okay? And if the offense keeps clicking, they'll click again. This defense.
And they still got the number 1 offense in the league.
They still do. But this is still a defense that don't got Randy Gregory or Tank Lawrence. But we got Micah Parsons. And this man got 9 sacks in his rookie season. And listen, everybody has opinions, right? I heard at the beginning of the year, it's a long time ago, I heard that the Washington football team defense was better than the Steel Curtain, the Purple People Eaters, the Miami Dolphin no-name defense, the Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick Giants, the Super Bowl shuffling Chicago Bears. The way people was talking about this Washington football team defense, they was going to walk to the division. But guess what? Football's not played on paper. Now, I'm going to address this one time for one final time.
Why you do this to Sal? Why you doing this to Dwayne?
Come on, man.
Sal, why you doing this to Dwayne?
I always like
Sal, you would have been a rich man, Sal. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, Sal, I always liked you, brother, man. Now you hit me in my heart, and it's not fair, and it don't feel good. And I was having a good, jolly time, messing around with you and BK and my boy Jay, and I appreciate y'all for even listening to us. But now you hit me in my heart, and I usually don't curse, and I'm not gonna curse. I'm gonna use a word that starts with a B instead of F, and I'm gonna say buck, Dr. Scott Taylor.
With that, great week in the NFL. That recaps week 11.
I love y'all, man. Everybody, thank you for watching. BK, Jason, Sal, and do me a favor. Let's have a thankful week. Let's be thankful. If you celebrate the holiday or you don't, enjoy your time with your family and your friends and your loved one. I'm thankful for my brother Q, who allows me to come on here talking this trash. And watch out tomorrow. Power Book 2 review is back. But hey, enjoy the turkey day, okay? And do me a favor. It's very important. I want y'all to listen to me very carefully. On Thanksgiving, when you're about to make your second plate, and you putting that gravy on the stuffing and on the turkey, or if you're eating ham, make sure it's not like the ham that was on Let's Talk, all right? So when you're doing that, please root for the Raiders. I'll holler.
with that, we're gonna close out the show. And Sal, only thing I'm gonna say to you,
I love you
personally, brother,
guys, man.
we
You
love
my people. I love y'all.
we love you guys, and I'm gonna just say this to Sal. I know you're the biggest Rams fan I know. Are you gonna really put your money on Matt Stafford? Good night and have a great week.